Okay, so we have MongoDB installed on our system. Now we're going to create our application. So I'm going to go to my C drive and I have a folder called projects. So in there I'm going to create a new folder and call this Node.auth. Alright, and this is where we're going to build our application. So let's go ahead and git bash into that folder. And remember, we have Express installed globally, so now what we need to do is generate our application folders, and we can do that with just writing Express. Alright, and you can see that it has created all these folders for us. The next thing we need to do is edit our package.json file, and we're going to add all the dependencies that we're going to be using for this application, and there's quite a bit. Alright, so let's change this to version 1. And down here at the bottom, you can see that we already have Express Jade. Okay, so down here, let's include MongoDB. And that's going to be the latest version. Alright, next one we're going to include here is Mongoose. And Mongoose is basically a driver that allows us to interact with MongoDB in a simplified way. Alright, next we're going to use a module called Connect Flash. And basically that module is going to allow us to send Flash messages over a session. Alright, so let's say when we log in, we want a message saying you are now logged in. Alright, so we would do that by creating a Flash message, and the site would go to a new page, it would redirect to wherever, and then it would still have that message in session, in memory, and it would then spit it out on the page that it redirects to. So that module will take care of that stuff. Alright, we also need form validation, so we're going to use Express validator, Express validator. Alright, and we want the latest version. Alright, next thing is going to be, since we're going to be using sessions, we want Express session. Okay, next one is going to be Express messages, and that basically works with Connect Flash, so that you can create messages that'll be spit out in the Jade template. Alright, so that'll be the latest version. Let's see, next one is going to be Passport. Whoops, this needs to be a comma. Passport is a user authentication helper. Alright, so we're still going to write all the code to do the registrations and logins, but Passport gives us is basically a helper, and it'll create a user session and save session data, things like that. Alright, so the first one, there's actually a couple different ones that we need. The first one is just going to be Passport itself. Alright, the next one is going to be Passport Local. Alright, and basically that's just where we write our own methods, our own functions to deal with our own database. You can also have Passport Facebook, Passport Twitter, and these modules will allow you to log into your site through Facebook or Twitter or some other social network service. What am I doing? This needs to be a colon. Alright, so local just means that you're going to do everything locally in your own database. Next one is going to be Passport HTTP. Alright, so we can send HTTP requests. Whoops, sorry about that. And I'm not going to do Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. We may do that later on in another project. But the last one that we want to do is Multer. And Multer is a module that simplifies file uploads. Alright, so you can easily upload files to the server and you can get information on those files, their location, their names, things like that, file size. Alright, so those are the modules we're going to use in this project. And I keep doing that, I keep putting that comma there. Alright, so let me just make sure I didn't mess up here, because sometimes they can't talk and type at the same time. But yeah, that looks good, I think. Alright, so I'm going to save it, and what we need to do is go back into the git bash and type in npm install. And that's going to go ahead and install all those dependencies. Let's see, we have an error here. Not found oh, we spelt passport wrong. There we go. Okay, I'll try that again. Alright, so it looks like everything went smoothly. Let's go ahead and check. Okay, you should now have a Node modules folder, and you can see there all the modules that we installed. Alright, so let's open up our app.js, and we're going to include some of these modules or require them. So we'll say variable, let's see, let's start with the session. So variable session is going to equal require express session. I think it's session, or is it sessions? Yeah, I think it's session. Alright, so next one, let's do passport. Okay, it's going to equal require passport, and then we want the passport local as well. So this will be, actually no, we want to name this differently. We're going to call this local strategy, and that's going to be equal to require passport local. Alright, and then on the end of this we want to do dot strategy. Alright, next one will be, actually, you know what, we want the body parser here, this one, to be after these. So I'm going to cut that and paste that in right here. Alright, and then under that we'll do our multer, which is the file upload helper. Alright, and then we'll do the flash for the connect flash. Okay, this will be connect flash. Okay, now for our Mongo stuff. So we'll do a variable called Mongo and set that to require MongoDB. Alright, that's MongoDB itself. Now we want the Mongoose module that will help us with interaction. So Mongoose Alright, and then finally we just want a database variable to work with. So db equals mongoose dot connection. Alright, and then down here we have our routes. Alright, so these are the default routes, the index and users, and that's actually the two routes that we need. Okay, so everything we do is going to be either an index or users. Index will be the main page, the home page, that you'll be able to access after the user logs in, and then users is going to be the route for the registration form, for the login form, things like that. All right, so we can leave that as is. Here we're just instantiating the core Express instance or object. Here we're specifying that we want Jade as a template engine. This is just all middleware stuff. We're telling the public directory is going to be where all the static pages are. And let's see, here we're just using the routes, the index and the user route. Okay, and then down here we just have error handlers and things like that. So we're going to start with Multer. Okay, I'm going to put that after the public, after the static directory setup. All right, so we're going to say app.use, and this is all just middleware. So this will be Multer, and inside here we can have different parameters. Actually, let me comment this out a little bit. Say handle file uploads. Alright, and there's a whole bunch of options for Multer, but basically the only one we want is the destination option, so that we can tell it where we want the images to upload. And we're just going to have that be in a folder in the root directory called uploads. Okay, yeah. Next, we're going to go under the body parser right here. And this is where we're going to specify the session middleware. So we'll say handle express sessions. All right, so this will be app.use, and in here we want session. Is that how we do it? Yeah, session, and then in here we want to open some curly braces. We need to specify a secret here, and this can basically be anything you want. Let's just use secret for now, and then we want save uninitialized, and we want to set that to true, and resave, we'll set that to true as well. Alright, so that's the middleware for Express sessions. Okay, after that we want passport. So app.use, and all this code that I'm putting in here right now is pretty much straight out of the documentation. All right, so if you go to the documentation for each module, you'll see these, and you see other options as well. All right, so this will be passport dot initialize, and then we want the passport session. So app.use, and we want passport.session. Okay, and you want to make sure that the passport session middleware is after the express session middleware. Okay. Okay, so now for the validator. We'll say app.use, and this is going to be express validator, and the options. Now we want to be able to have an error message handler or a formatter. Okay, so we need to specify error formatter, and let me just show you the GitHub page for this express validator. Okay, I believe right here. Yeah, so this is it. So usage, This is a sample app.js file. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so this is the middleware, and this is actually exactly what we need. So let's copy this. Okay, so the error formatter option can be used to specify a function that can be used to format the objects that populate the error array that is returned in request.validationErrors. Okay, so it'll return an object that has a parameter, a message, and a value key. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's just replace this. Alright, so error formatter. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so now we have the Flash module. So let's actually take a look at that as well. Alright, so this shows you the usage. We already required connect Flash. We need to include the middleware, which is app.useFlash. So let's go ahead and put that in. So I'm going to do this under here. So app.use, and in here we just want Flash. We're not going to have any parameters here. And actually, that's really all we need to be able to use it. Alright, now to be able to send the message through our template through Jade, we're going to use the Express Messages module, and I'm going to put that right underneath it. And I can actually show you the GitHub page for that as well. Okay, so obviously this goes hand in hand with the Connect Flash module, and I can actually copy this because that's what we need to put right here. Now I'm pretty sure that that's all we need for our app.js file. So let's save it and let's try to run the server. Okay, we can do that with npm start. Okay, so it looks like we have some kind of issue here. Unexpected token, save uninitialized true. Let's see, where's that? Save uninitialized. Oh, this needs to be a comma. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we have another issue. Express validator is not defined. Oh, we didn't include the validator? Oh, we didn't. Alright, so I'm going to put that right here. Alright, and in here we want Express validator. Okay. Alright, so it looks like it's running. Let's go ahead and go to localhost 3000, and there we go. So I think that's a good place to stop. In the next video we will integrate Bootstrap a little bit and make this look a little better. We'll create our menu, things like that. So I will see you in the next video.